Hi, welcome to this week's video where I am testing out 4 popular types of paper with colored pencils, or for colored pencil art, I should say. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Colleen, the human behind Tomcat Illustrations. And if you're back for another video, welcome back. It's so good to see you. I'm a little bit excited or maybe surprised by my results actually in this video. Okay, so rewind, back up. In a previous video I did, I used cheap or budget-friendly colored pencils to see if you could actually make decent art with them. And in it, I had said that if you weren't getting the results that you wanted, invest in a more expensive pencil, because the type of tools you use can really affect the final results. But in that video, I did not mention paper at all. And after I had posted it, I realized I hadn't mentioned it at all. So here's a video just about the paper. And I'm using 4 of the most popular, or I guess in my opinion, the most popular types of paper used with colored pencil art. Maybe not the most popular, but the most cost-effective and most easily available papers. There are others like pastel, matte boards, and things like that, but those are getting into a pricier range and they're not as accessible to everyone. So I chose what I thought were 4 easy to get, reasonably priced papers that a lot of people tend to start with. And what I did was I took a donut, I split that donut up into quarters, and each quarter of the donut is drawn on a different type of paper. I use the same pencils and colors on all 4 types of paper. And I try to layer them in the same way, but you know, that's kind of impossible when you're doing 1 quarter at a time. And just to let you know, I'm using Prisma Premier colored pencils and Faber-Castell Polychromos. So yeah, I tried to keep each quarter not exactly the same, obviously, because they're different parts of the donut, but the layering and blending techniques the same as I could. So this first one, this first upper left corner, is done on Bristol vellum paper. It's a nice, bright, smooth paper. I believe it's 100-pound paper, and it takes the pencil really nicely. My preference is Bristol smooth paper, not the Bristol vellum, but I didn't have any smooth here, so I used the vellum. And vellum is a lot of what people use, so yeah. And this is the first type of paper I actually ever started with, and I used a cheap set of Royal Langdon pencils, and I really liked it, actually. That's what got me into it. So it's not a bad paper. It layers nicely. You can get details nicely. You can use different types of blending techniques on it, layering, burnishing, solvents, you know, all the regular ones. The bottom paper here that you see me working on now is hot press watercolor paper. This brand is Fluid, and with hot press watercolor paper, brand can make a difference. I do like this Fluid brand. My favorite is Fabriano hot press for colored pencils. When I'm talking about these now, I'm just talking about colored pencils. When you're doing watercolor art or other art, it's completely different. So just focus on colored pencils. I will say I have tried several times the Arches hot pressed watercolor paper. I love the Arches paper, but for colored pencils, ugh, I did not like it at all. I I don't know what it is. It doesn't take the pencils like other papers. It doesn't. It's almost like it absorbs all the pencil or something, and no matter what you do, it's dull. I don't know. you try it out, you let me know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with it. Maybe there's a different technique with that brand that I'm not using, but you let me know. So again, my favorite brand, or the brand I'm using in this video, is Fluid, and that is a really nice brand. And Hot Press is one of my favorite papers. It's a toss-up actually between the Hot Press watercolor paper and the next paper that I used here, which is the Mixed Media 184 pound paper. Those two are my favorite to go to papers. It just depends on the mood I'm in, really. And right now it just depends on the size of piece I want to do. I have large pieces of the hot pressed paper and I only have smaller pieces of the mixed media. So really it comes down to that. But you will see in this here hot pressed watercolor paper, sorry, I feel like I'm going to trip over the words a lot. It comes out nice and smooth. There's if you're looking at the papers side by side, you will see, although you can't see it in the video, but in person you will see that the hot press watercolor paper does have more visible texture to it than the Bristol Vellum or the mixed media paper, but your finished piece can be just as smooth as the other two. It doesn't affect it. So I'm still new to filming myself, so I apologize, but I think I know I had to have deleted all of the first part of doing this upper donut, and the only footage I have left is me sticking my head out in the way, so try to ignore my big old head. I'm sorry. I'll do better, I promise. But yeah, so this top right part of the donut is done on the Mixed Media 184 pound paper. And this is my favorite paper. The final result is, and I don't know why the camera doesn't show it the same way, but it's slightly more vibrant than the other parts of the other papers. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a scanned piece of it completed that has a bit more truer colors, I guess, because this here just all seems soft and light, and it's a little bit more vibrant than that. But this paper is nice and smooth. It takes layers really well. It's nice and bright. You can blend doing a variety of methods. It's just, I love it. So this last piece of paper is the Canson Sandit paper in natural sand color. So it looks duller than the other papers, and that's why it's like a slightly beige in person color paper. So that corner of the donut does look darker when it's done, and that's partially because it's being done on paper that is darker than the other corners. And you can get beautiful results on sanded paper. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with the sanded paper, and it allows you to use the colored pencil blending powder. You can use pan pastels as a nice base. You can get a really painterly look with it. Like, there's a lot you can do with it, but sanded paper is my least favorite paper, and this again is a personal preference. It is sanded, so there is a lot of texture there, and I get the texture ick. Just looking at it is like, ugh. Now, I could have solved this by putting a piece of paper between that paper and my hand, so my hand didn't have to touch the texture of the paper, but I didn't. So that's something to keep in mind if you're like me. If you have texture icks, just keep that in mind. Your hand's gonna touch something icky. I don't mind the feel of the pencil going over the paper. That, to me, there's very little, I don't know, ick. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to describe it to that part of it, but it's when my hand is touching that paper. Yeah, no, I can't. It's just not for me. But you can, if that's not a thing for you, if you don't mind textures and touching things, then this is a great paper to try and use. And you can get it in bright white. I This is just what I have. And you can get it in other colors too. And I mean, you can use it with pastel pencils or pastels themselves. Like, there's a lot you can do with it. I do really appreciate the versatility of this paper. But no, it's not something I'm going to use. I don't know. It's just me. You tell me, do you use this paper? Do you have to put a different sheet of paper between that paper and your hand? Or do you hold your hand away from the paper? Because I tried that for a while, but holy, that got hard really fast. Okay, so this one's almost done now. And I'm not sure what I do next. Oh, right. Okay. So I take off all their little tape and I join them all together. I can't work right up to the edge of the paper. That's just not me. And I didn't want the pencils to kind of eat away at the edges and frustrate me. And then I would think less of the paper. So I did a border around them and then I glued them all together. And here I was trying to, or I thought I would do some layers to kind of make them all blend together a bit better. But I really didn't do much at all. And you can see here, like when they're put together, it is harder. It's hard to notice the differences. I mean, if you look at the white backgrounds, you'll see that the standout one is beige compared to the other ones. But in terms of color and vibrancy, they're all very similar. When I show you the scanned photo to kind of show you the more truer of what it looks like in person, you will see a bit of a difference. But really, when it comes to these types of papers, once you get into this type of paper, it's all very similar. Okay, so I wanted to show you one bonus paper. I did half the donut in my sketchbook on just regular sketchbook paper. It's 24-pound paper, and I mean, it looks fine enough, but when you compare it to the donut that is done on the other ones, you can see a big difference. And here is a scan of it, just so you could see kind of a truer color. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference, so try out different papers. Let me know which ones are your favorites. And until the next video, be kind to yourself and to your art.